Boys, we are 2 weeks away from Madden 24, and I think they've probably got most of the MUT stuff done, but we're going to talk about some things that we are really hoping for. We're not going to call it a wish list because these are things we talked about all year long. Now, before we get into that, with Madden 24, just 2 weeks away, we have 2 giveaways going on. There's one on Twitter, one on Instagram. Look at those. They're beautiful. It's a beautiful place to go. Now, what you want to do to enter these, I'm going to put the links to each of those things down in the pinned comment. Please go enter. I'm going to be buying 2 of you copies of Madden 24. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's not you. I don't know. We'll find out when we get in time. But let's talk about, I'm going to say 5 things that I really want to see with Madden 24. Okay? Now, if you disagree, that is totally fine. You can disagree. But if you do disagree, please let me know what you want to see in the comment section. I want to see a lot of comments here because I know I sometimes miss stuff. Maybe I'm thinking more along the times, the way that I like to play the game. The first thing that I feel like always sort of hurts the game, and it feels like they took a little step that way with lowering the overalls, is speed boosts. Get rid of speed boosts. Get rid of them. Legends theme team. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Stop doing some of those things. Now, if you want to keep theme teams and the speed boost at 50 out of 50, that is fine. But stop giving us random speed boost strategy cards. Oh, it's for this promo or it's for that promo. I don't care, because that's all we end up using. You did a good job getting rid of Sprinter. Let's take it a step further and just be like, guys, this really impacts the game in a negative way. Speed boosts, you're gone. The next thing that I really want to see, and if you've played the game at all recently, you completely understand this one. I need EA to react better to abilities and ability points. Last year we were at 12 forever, and eventually we got too many 0 AP abilities. Not very good. And then we went to 6, and the 6 was super good actually. If you played in that first part of 6 where there wasn't a lot of crazy stuff, it was really good. And then it obviously fell right back off the cliff at the end of the year. But again, that's at the end of the year, June. I don't care what happens in June. I need you to stay on this more often. If we would have had ability point updates or total ability updates, would have been so much better. I don't need 400 people with abilities on my team. I could go deeper and be like, certain things shouldn't be abilities, but that's its own sort of thing. But here in MUT, you have the opportunity to keep the game as balanced as possible for as long as possible, and I would love to see them do that this year much better. Okay, it makes sense to do it that way, because you don't need to have every single person with some of these things. And while we're going to lump into that, these starting on X factors, throw those away too. Please just get rid of them. Next, we're talking training variety pack. Now normally this was an end of year thing. This year it came out really early on. Too early, in my opinion. However, I feel like they had to do that because they got rid of power-ups, so they had to do, have a value for training, and this was kind of where they went. However, I would like to see more balancing with the training variety pack. I assume they're going to bring it back. It makes sense that they would bring it back. So if it does come back, I want to see much more balance with it. Not some of these wild, drastic swings. Because EA, you do control the market. I know so many times, we don't control. You do, because this drives absolutely everything. So I need you to stay more in tune with this as a product, right? You want to include common strategy items? That's fine. Solar, Brotherhood, kickoff uniforms, all that sort of stuff, they've got to go. They have to go. Take that crap out of the game, please. Nobody wants them. It doesn't need to be in there, and it's only in there just to guarantee a bigger loss. It's a 40 times greater loss than a common strategy item. It needs to go. Get rid of them. Keep up with this number, the 55,000, whatever you're going to be increasing it to. That's fine. But what we need is the communication to know that when the expiration date comes on the training variety pack, that we know that the next day is coming, or else there's just really massive influxes of prices, and it doesn't need to be that way. Helping us know what's coming, it's called communication. That's a good one. Now the next one, this is, I cannot believe EA Sports, I don't know how many billions of dollars you guys made. I don't know how much you made. But the fact that you let the servers of this game be so bad this year is an outrage. It's ridiculous, right? If you've gone back, go back to any other old Madden and pop in that game and play around in MUT. The game just moves so fast. This is ridiculous how it was. It was such a bad customer experience. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people, just based on that alone, decide not to come back because it's such a bad experience. The game would freeze. You'd have to restart. You're opening packs. You quick sell something, it freezes. God, you cannot have this. You can't have this. Maybe on the original Xbox, whatever year that was, but now, no. And I don't know if you tried to fix it and couldn't, or you just didn't fix it. I don't care. The customer experience, the user experience of each and every one of us that hops on this game needs to be better. Needs to be better, needs to be fast, needs to be smooth. We don't need delays. I don't need to be kicked out and restarting my game. I swear I restarted my game thousands of times this year. Thousands of times. Fix your servers. And the last thing here is something you did that was kind of odd. It was odd. I don't know why you did it this way. Field passes was fine. If you just the field pass is fine. The competitive field pass is fine, but it's not fine by itself. This was a good way to hand out some rewards for grinding the game and picking the way you wanted to do it. However, you did it at the cost of removing rewards for top 100, right? Weekly rewards. You still have a weekly leaderboard, but there's no rewards for it. And he did the same thing for solo battles. You need to have the incentive, right? And I will tell you this comes from experience of playing a different game. I've been playing MLB The Show this year, and they have a ranked season as well. They don't have a weekly, but they have ranked seasons. But in there, they have a program kind of like a field pass. Unfortunately, you don't actually, you can complete the entire ranked program in MLB The Show and never win a game, and you can get a really good card. It was 0 wins. It's 0 wins. But if you do win, you can get a card, the same card, but you can sell it, right? I would like to see some reward structure. I'm not saying rehash the same old top 100 rewards or something like that. I'm saying make it a little bit different. Have some fun with it. Play around. You guys like to make some changes. This is a great time to make changes. The rewards here were 0. That didn't matter, right? I enjoyed not having to kind of mentally lock in and grind for a top 100 every week, because that's what I would normally do. It was nice. It was a nice change for me, especially at the beginning of the year. There's so much going on. I kind of enjoyed not feeling like I have to go get top 100. I could play 15 weekend league games and get my field pass done, which is fine. That was a very selfish way for me to think about it. The truth is, there's a lot of people who want that grind. They want that challenge. I never looked at the leaderboards. I never went and looked at leaderboards this year to see, like, how are people doing? Look, I mean, granted it's the end of the year, but like, nobody was doing these things. Look at monthly, current month, previous month. You had one person in the previous month average more than 20 wins a week. If weekend league rewards were still a thing, that changes. You can't tell me. Like, look at the top 100 monthly reward. I know they got rid of monthly rewards too. We're talking 15 wins a week. But it got you top 100 here. Maybe not even. Again, if you don't give people something to actually play for from game 1 through game 25, maybe you should make it 20. It hurts. Bring back the reward system. Again, I'm not saying I'm going to be grinding it out all the time, but I know there are a lot of people who do. They like the challenge. What I noticed this year more than any other year, and I'll bring this up as a little side point, because they broke out seasons and all Madden seasons, it really broke up the way that the player base plays, and then again with champions. And every year past, I would end up running into really, really good players. You call them pro players, people you know, however it may be. This year, I didn't play any of those people because there were all these different places to play constantly. and people just didn't have to focus on some of this stuff. A lot of the really good players didn't play the modes as much because there was no reward system for them. It wasn't worth their time, so they would just play against each other. It didn't work. You tried, it didn't work. Field Pass, fine. Field Pass needs the reward system here at the end. Again, I thought maybe it would be okay. It just wasn't, especially when you see the caliber and the people who are not really engaging in the game. And isn't that what you want? People to engage in your game? Let's think about it. Those are the things I would love to see changed. And this not even anything crazy. I don't want them to rebuild the game. I just want you to make the servers work, remove speed boost, pay attention to AP, give us old rewards back. And there was something else, which I already forgot. So that is going to be it. Thank you guys. I love you. I'm out. Peace.